Now is Craig Goodridge, who's a former cabin crew member, and the Independent's travel correspondent Simon Calder is in our London newsroom. Craig, if I could come to you first of all, let's just talk a little bit about that footage that's been everywhere over the last few days. It's terrifying when you watch it. You're in an enclosed space. People appear to be out of control. Have you seen situations like that yourself, and what do you do?
It is super scary because you're in a pressurised tube. You can't get off. You haven't got the benefit of like on a train where you can get off at the next stop and things like that. So yeah, super scary. I've never seen it that bad. That is definitely one that is like really over the top, isn't it? Multiple people involved. Ones that I've seen on board were like maybe one individual, and then you'll have the friends join in and the friends help stop it and help it escalate any further.
How dangerous is that?
Yeah, super dangerous because you're in an aircraft that is flying at a very fast speed and lots going on and lots of people on board, things that can fall out of hat racks, things that kind of very close proximity to each other. So yeah, very dangerous.
How do you deal with it?
It's hard because you don't know what's going on sometimes as well. You're busy doing the service, you're busy chatting to each other, chatting to customers, having a good time, and you just hear a commotion behind you and you've got to go down and kind of assess very quickly what's going on. And you just got to de-escalate it and remove people from the situation and take it kind of out of that line of fire, really.
But that's easier said than done in some situations, isn't it?
Yeah, I really feel for the crew on that flight. It's that would have been really scary.
So, Simon, is this happening more often, or is it this case that now we've all got phones, we're seeing it more? What's the truth of this?
A really good point. Well, according to the latest statistics from the International Air Transport Association, there is an increase in the number of cases of air rage worldwide. They're currently happening at an astonishing 11 per hour. But the European Union Air Safety Agency says that actually you're getting about one diversion a month due to onboard air rage. In this particular case, again, really terrifying because you're at 38,000 feet over southwest Germany. With the best will in the world, it's going to take half an hour to land. And so people are having to endure this extremely upsetting spectacle and just hoping for the best until they can get on the ground. And of course, you absolutely never want people who are incapable of leaving the aircraft in an emergency, because if there is some kind of evacuation that has to be done, you want everybody to have their wits about you. So I'm afraid this draws attention once again to the question of whether it is appropriate to allow drinking on board aircraft, or indeed before you get on the things.
Craig.
Yeah, it's a really great point.
Is booze often an issue in these kinds of incidents?
I feel like it's specific to sometimes destination. Like if it's a late night flight to Ibiza, everyone's been in the airport all afternoon, all evening, having a good time. Like say you're having a girly weekend, you're going away with your friends, you're drinking the pink fizz, like you're having a good time. A cheese toastie is sometimes not enough to soak up the alcohol. But I think you should still be able to drink in moderation. I still think it's part of your holiday. It's part of the fun with your friends. I personally don't drink, but I enjoy the fun of being around people that are having a good time, and that's what it's all about. It's the positive side of it, having a good time and not taking it any further than that.
But flights are delayed a fair bit these days. People get stuck in an airport for a long time and bars are open from the crack of dawn. Do you not think maybe some level of restriction there might be a good idea?
I feel like there should be a restriction in the airport for sure. I don't know where it lies though, like whose responsibility is it? Is it responsibility of the grown adult doing it, their friends and family around them, help make you say like, you've had enough now? And it's also that duty-free stuff as well. They get sealed, don't they, the bottles? And a lot of them are export strength as well, so they're often a lot stronger than the ones you can buy in a store on the high street as well. And sometimes people sneak them and open them up and drink them, which you can't control and can't monitor, and that's difficult.
I think Michael O'Leary at Ryanair has talked about a limit of 2 drinks, hasn't it? I mean, I suppose the thing is 2 drinks beforehand, but then you get on the plane, you might have 2 more drinks, or maybe then 2 more drinks, and there's no way of monitoring how much any one passenger has had. Yeah,
and the oxygen is lower on an aircraft as well, so that does also have an impact to it as well.
Yeah. Well, may I just say that unlike perhaps you excellent people, I'm old enough to remember when you could smoke on planes. This was continuing right up until the 1990s. In British Airways, the cabin crew would even come along and light your cigar for you. Now, we think 30 years on that's absolutely ridiculous, quite rightly, but I can see, and heaven forbid there were any kind of tragedy involving excessive alcohol, that, again, alcohol might be banned. And think that it would get quite a lot of public support, maybe an airline is going to experiment with this, but of course it's going to be very, very tricky to enforce people not drinking before the flight under any circumstances. And well, there's always the disincentive. In the report we heard that Jet2 was saying they're going to pursue the costs of the diversion. We are talking tens of thousands of pounds, and they can bring a civil action against people who have caused a diversion and extract that cash. But meanwhile, please, if you're going anywhere on an aircraft, don't drink too much and try to be nice to the staff and the other passengers, for goodness sake. You've just got to get through a few hours.
It's interesting, isn't it? I bet there are people watching right now, Simon, who are thinking, hang on, this is a tiny minority of the millions of people who fly every day, and they're potentially changing the rules for all of us. We're talking about banning drinking at airports. And I mean, for a lot of people, that's just part of the fun of going on holiday, isn't it? Having a quick drink at the airport and on board.
Oh, sure, yeah, nobody likes a beer on board a flight more than I do, I can tell you that for nothing. But honestly, sometimes you just have to say enough is enough, and it could well be. We're already seeing, for instance, bans on particular flights. People can't take duty-free on board. And exactly as we were hearing from Craig, that's part of the problem. People will buy duty-free, surreptitiously break into it and consume their own alcohol on board, which does nobody any favours at all. So it's a really tricky problem that society has to come to grips with before something really terrible happens. Meanwhile, you've got an awful lot of upset people on that flight from Antalya to Manchester who are going to be really concerned about flying again.
And Craig, I think Simon makes a really valid point. We've talked about alcohol. We also need to talk about people just being a little bit more patient and nicer to each other, don't we? How bad-tempered can it get?
Yeah, it does. People can get tempered. The airport is a stressful place.
Yeah.
Like, you can have big queues. You've seen, like, the delays with people in immigration abroad in the EU at the moment with the new checks and stuff. Like, people can get really frustrated in the airport. It's hot a lot of the time as well. You're paying 15, 20 quid for a burger in the airport as well. You add all those stresses in, it can really build up. And then when you get on board, you're in a contained tube. And you're being told to sit down at a certain time, turn your phone off, do all these things, have all these commands, and it can kind of just build up a little bit for some people.
We described you as former cabin crew.
Yes.
Do you miss it?
I still work in travel. I'm a travel agent now, and I see people happy and going on holiday still, and hear about the great stories when they get back. And touch wood, I've had no customers being involved in any of these situations, which is great. And
Good.
So yeah, positive.
Craig, Simon, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do get in touch with us this
Yeah.
morning if you've got experience and thoughts on that as well.
It is stressful, though, isn't it? Have you ever been in a situation where you're waiting to get on a plane, you've got your seat and everything's booked, and then people start to queue just to get on the plane, and they fight for a place in the queue, and you sit there and think, well, you're not going to get on any quicker. It literally starts the moment you get on the plane.
And we idealise, don't we, with our holidays? We dream of it's going to be
always.
perfect. Yeah, and you want to
Always.
maximise your time there. Yeah.
Never how it is in my head.
OK. It's 7:37.
Let's go to Ollie.